Have you ever felt that whisper in your soul calling you to something more, but all the things spinning around in your mind have kept you stuck? Well, what if I told you that choosing excellence could be both easier and more adventurous than you could ever imagine? I am Chelsea DeBruin-Colbert, your host of All Things Excellence. I'm a soul catalyst for excellence who leapt off that corporate cliff and left small-town Iowa farm life in my 20s to follow my calling, helping women come home to themselves by anchoring into who they're designed to be. I create sacred containers where women rediscover their truth, design their dream life, and transform those whispers into action. Now you can find me running my business from the soccer sidelines as a coach's wife, hiking my favorite Arizona mountain, or back in Iowa with my family, or on an adventure chasing my next sunrise, hot cup of coffee and journal in hand. Through intimate conversations about the stories, the traumas, and the transformations behind choosing excellence, we're creating a collective healing journey together. I believe in diving deep into personality designs, experimenting boldly, and learning life's greatest lessons through our beautiful chaos. Every week, my guests and I are going to rip down the curtains so you can see behind the scenes of real transformation as we explore what excellence actually looks like. Not just the highlight reel, but that messy middle where the magic happens. Whether you're seeking inspiration to take that leap or already on your journey and craving connection, this is your invitation to join us. So grab your coffee, settle in, and get ready to discover just how close you are to the life your soul is calling you to create. This is All Things Excellence.
All right, All Things Excellence fam. Today I am bringing a lot of unhinged Enneagram 8 excellence.
I like it.
To your house, to your car, wherever you are at. This is my friend Tracy. We met at a leadership retreat. She was literally there for the leadership retreat. I was the logistics person who just looked like a random hired hand in the background, cooking and cleaning and making cute gift bags. But we were really instantly friends. I actually had decided when I was working on the retreat and I was going through doing a deep dive research on all 50 women that were going to be there, I pre-decided that we were going to be friends. So, somewhere in another life, we obviously had to have already been friends because I knew right away that this was going to happen. And my husband was like, oh my gosh, I can already tell y'all are going to have some fun. And so it's been, we've been friends for almost 4 years in June.
Oh my God, yeah. That's crazy.
I know. Yeah. 4 years ago, we met in June. And it's been a wild ride in the world the last 4 years. But I've watched you do serious, insane pivots over the last 4 years, extreme pivots. Not some people are like, oh, I pivoted and I moved and I got a new job. And I'm like, her pivots were a little bit crazier than that. And no one else in the world has the level of charisma married with strategy that you do. No one. Charisma and strategy for days, the most honest person you'll ever meet. Also, you're Midwest with good boundaries, where it's I will help you any way I possibly can. But I also do have really great boundaries about it. So don't go messaging her. When I say she's very helpful, she also has great boundaries. So she'll let you know, and you should probably pay her for her time. But hysterical, entertaining on TikTok and Instagram and all the places. So she's also I'm calling you a digital marketing expert. Okay. So today we're going to talk about digital marketing. And then we're also going to talk about at the end a little bit of dating after divorce. Because she is in her 30s and she has done the dating after divorce and we're engaged. I don't ever wear my ring, so I can't even. I'm
I sometimes don't, but I do have it on today.
I'm actually recording a marriage episode with Kobe after this. I'm I should put a ring on. Do that. He will notice that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how she got into digital marketing, why she loves it, why it works for her really, really crazy family life. And then we're gonna end this session today with a little bit of talking about dating after divorce and how she, at an insanely rapid speed, landed I'm saying perfect. I think there's a perfect person for everyone, right? Imperfectly perfect. And he's so perfect for your family.
He's pretty damn perfect, yeah.
He's so perfect for y'all. So we're going to talk about that also because I'm obsessed with it. So where this conversation started with digital marketing, Y'all, I saw her last summer. I think it probably started, did it start in April or May last year when you started posting about it?
When I started really diving into it like hard, I'd say it was like April. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go all in. All, people say like half-ass. Am I allowed to say?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
You were like, no half-ass. I'm going full send.
Yeah. So I was like, we're not going to do this half-ass. Like, because I was dabbling for a little while because it was like a buzzword on social media. So I was dabbling a little bit, but not really. And you know me, like, once I make that decision, I was like, we're not half-assing anymore. It was like full ass. We're going.
Like, hammer down.
And I think I made that decision in like April.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was like April. So, because you, in another life, you were a teacher, then you had a wildly successful few years in network marketing. And then, because you went from teacher, you had the kids, you needed to be home. It wasn't possible to do all that. Because you have 2 kids with like very specific special needs, but Erin specifically has like very specific special needs, which
she's so I have 2 kiddos. My daughter is gonna be 11 next week, which is wild. But she is on the severe end of the spectrum. She's autistic and nonverbal, lots of sensory needs, lots of medical needs and things like that. And when I had her, it was right before I graduated college to be a teacher. So I hadn't even really started teaching yet. Had no idea, she was a little newborn baby. So, and we had health issues going on with her from the moment she was born. So it was just sort of a wild ride there. And I just, rolled with the punches. And then right after we had my son, Jack, he was kind of like a whoop surprise. Like, they're only a year apart.
Jack was the oldest. Erin's the oldest.
No, Jack's the youngest. He's a year younger. They're only a year apart. And so we had him, and so it was just crazy for a while. I was full-time teaching, and then we got Erin's autism diagnosis, and then also found out that my son is also on the spectrum. And he, now he's a lot more high-functioning, crazy smart. Like, his brain just blows my mind all the time. But
he's like that keeps you very on your toes.
Oh my gosh, yes. And he's so funny. He's so funny and just does the funniest stuff. And he has like a zero filter, like none. Like whatever thought is in his brain, it's coming out of his mouth. And we're working on that. But
I just have to say though, like I don't know, I have like this weird appreciation for people with autism at that level specifically because I think as an Enneagram 8 who only knows how to be honest, like I have so much appreciation for it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such an easy friend. Or like my friend, her son, the things that he says, I'm like, I love this. And they're like, oh my gosh, you can't say, like, and they're trying to train him. I know, like you obviously are trying to train Jack, and I'm just like, it's so refreshing.
Yes, I love it. Like I'm an Enneagram 8 too. Like I love his honesty. I'm like, well, when he says things, and I'm just like, he ain't wrong.
He's not wrong.
So I mean, we're working on that, but
that situation really led you to go like I cannot start teaching full time and raise these kids well. Like you knew that it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, because there was at that point, like I was a full time teacher. And also I worked like an hour and 15 minutes away from my home, so I had a super long commute in the morning. Worked all day, and then you were required for after school activities as well, after extracurriculars and things like that was part of like requirements for being a teacher. And then hour and 15-minute commute home, and by the time I got home, I would get like an hour maybe 2 with my kids before it was bedtime. And throughout the day it was constant like this is happening, this is like constant fires needing to be put out. And there was nothing that I could do because I was trapped inside of my classroom. Like I can't just be like, okay, kids, good luck to you. Miss Margaret's got to go. Like you can't do that.
It really wasn't, it just wasn't working.
No. Yeah. So I was like this, I can't do this anymore. I need to be available to my kids because they're my number one priority. Like I don't care what job, like I have to be available to them. And I did not know that making money online was even a thing. I didn't even have social media. I did not have Facebook. I did not have I had nothing.
That's hysterical.
At all. I could barely read my email.
When you got started in network marketing, Because you went teaching network marketing, digital marketing.
Yes.
No longer network marketing at all. Just so you guys know.
Yeah.
You didn't even have social media?
No, I had no social media. None.
Tell them the irony of this is like your email. What's the last half of your email? Like at
that social marketing chick. That's
Yeah.
my brand now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that. I was like, well, but like that's like literally your entire brand.
Yeah. And when I started, I had no social media accounts to my name. None. But what happened? Yeah. Is that not crazy? I tell people this all the time because they're always like, well, I don't have a following. I don't have a following. And I'm like, so?
I like literally can't even believe that out of you. But I do always say, if it weren't for my businesses, like I wouldn't actually probably have social media at all. And I do think a little bit of that is my Enneagram 8, where I just quite literally don't care what the rest of the world is doing. I don't care.
Exactly.
To a fault.
I just,
sometimes I don't care.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If the sky is falling, someone's going to tell me. I don't watch the news. I'm a poster, not a scroller,
Nope. I don't get caught up in that. It's energy to me that could be better used elsewhere, in my opinion.
Agreed.
And so when I started, I didn't have any social medias or anything. And a friend of mine, this is how I even found out that network marketing was even a thing. A friend of mine was selling a health and wellness supplement. I had just had my kids. So, I was a couple years postpartum. And so I was like talking to her and I'm like, I really want to lose this baby weight. Like I want to get myself to my fighting weight, And she's like, I was like, but I don't have any energy to work out. She was like, here, take this pre-workout. Like it'll blow your mind. And I like the pre-workout. So I started taking it. And then she was like, you could make money sharing this with people. And I was like, really?
Okay.
And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, and it was free to do it. So I was like, whatever. It's no sweat off my back if I, whatever, it's free. So, and she was like, you can get a discount on this pre-workout if you do it. And I love a sale.
Yeah. Hello. Every small town Midwest girl loves a sale.
Exactly. And so I was like, okay, I can get a discount. Sign me up. So
yeah.
Well, we did it. And I didn't even know what I was signing up for. I was just like, whatever, let's do it. And
you were signing up for a discount is what you were signing up for.
That's what I was signing up for. That's what in my brain, what I was doing.
Yeah.
But it was like joining her team, quote unquote, I guess.
Yeah.
And she put me in this group that was like all of her, like her team or whatever. Yeah. And
like a Facebook group?
Yes, it was a Facebook group. And
you had to get Facebook.
Yeah. And I'm like, and she was like, in order to get in this group, like you need to start a Facebook, you need to like all this stuff. So I created a Facebook account and jumped into this group. And I'm like, she's like, just, take a peek in there. She's like, I know you're not, going to work the business or anything, but just like, take a look in there. And so I'm looking.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm seeing all of these moms that are making like way more money than I. And they're doing it on their terms. Like they're working full time around their babies.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
So you saw other moms living the life that you didn't even know was possible.
Exactly. I didn't even know it was a thing.
You didn't even know.
No. And when I saw it, it was like, that can't be right. And then I'm like scrolling and I'm like, it is right. Like, look at these people. Like they're doing like this. I didn't even know this was a thing. And it was
was this 10 years ago? No, probably 8 years ago.
7. It was 7 years ago. Wait.
Gosh.
What year is this? It was in 2017 was when I started in network marketing. So however many years ago that was, I can't math.
Yes. Like it was on the cusp of 7, 8 because there's been so much coming up with so many guests for me around this 2017 year.
Really?
Yeah. It was a very pivotal year. 2017 was a very pivotal year for a lot of people.
That's crazy. Yeah, it changed my whole world, changed my whole life. And I didn't even know it at the time, but this was going to change my whole life. Yeah. Like I saw these women and I'm like, at first I was like, no, this can't be right. And then I was looking further and I was like, oh, it is right. And then I was like, well, and me being me, Enneagram 8 me, I'm like, well, this can do it. Like I can do this.
I can do it.
Like I can figure this out, right? Like,
so I was like, if she can have that with that doing that, so can I.
Exactly. Let's do it. It's like someone tell me what to do and I will do it. Like I don't get it. So and that was
you couldn't be in digital marketing if you didn't do that. for
No.
you? Like that
No.
led you to this. Like not that
Uh-huh.
somebody needs to do that now. It's not obviously it's not a pre-requirement, but
No.
for
No.
you personally, like that was a part of the journey.
Absolutely. A big
Okay.
part of it because
Yeah.
it built the belief in me that I could do it. And belief
Mm.
in anything that you're
Mm.
doing, your belief is everything.
Yeah. And I will say you're not just doing digital marketing. You are very much teaching other people how to excel at digital marketing. And I think there's a
100%.
difference. I think there's
Yeah.
being someone who's really successful with their digital marketing. And then there's someone who's like, I am helping people set up and be successful with their digital marketing, which is more of
100%.
what your business is.
Yes. And maybe that's like just the teacher in me. I don't know.
Mhm.
That part of me has never left. I love teaching people. I love seeing
Yeah.
when the light bulb goes off for people.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, like I get it. Like those aha moments, that's everything for me.
Mhm.
And that was the part of network marketing that I really, really liked was
Yeah.
just teaching people and not like as an authoritative, like I'm the expert 'cause I'm never the expert. I've never been the expert. I'm just the person that's like, oh, look at what I did. Like, this is what I did and it's working. And like, here's how I did it. Like, and
Yes.
so that's
Yes.
kind of how I've always approached, my business and how I work with people. And it just sort of snowballed into this massive network marketing business.
Now I'm so curious about something in your human designs. You just keep. So, okay, yes, you were instantly, or you were in multiple companies, but you were, oh my God, we talk a lot in between all of this. But you were instantly wildly successful.
Yeah,
You like got successful pretty quick.
it wasn't instant. That's for sure.
It wasn't instant.
No, I started in a health and wellness company and then a couple months later pivoted into beauty. And was doing
I thought your first success was in beauty.
It was in beauty. Yes.
Right.
I jumped into a beauty company that I became a top 2% leader in that company, which was great. Okay. Learned a lot of really good stuff there. And then I pivoted into back into health and wellness.
Okay.
And,
I don't know where we talked about that. We have too many conversations in too many places. Okay. So you did health and wellness, then you did beauty, and then you went back to health and wellness.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then was super, super like built a team of thousands, was a top earner, top leader in health and wellness and got to go all over the place and speak on stages. And it was like super fun and cool. And that whole world, I mean, I was able to quit my teaching job. I, first matched my teaching salary, and then I surpassed my teaching salary by like
a lot,
just loads. Yeah.
And that's when you were like in the Midwest, but then you moved to Florida.
I did move to Florida because I've always wanted to live in Florida. Florida is like my favorite place. My first marriage, that was where we got married. Like I vacationed there all the friggin' time. Like love.
I realized that.
And we finally got to a place financially where I could go, get a house on the beach in Florida. And so that's what I did. And it was incredible. Loved it there.
Yeah.
And then, had to pivot again.
Yeah. Yeah. Notice you said first marriage, y'all. First marriage. First marriage.
Yeah. Craziness with all of that.
The bottom fell out in in all areas of life that the bottom could fall out when you lived in Florida. It did.
Yes.
So then that's when you made like marriage, life, business, all of it. And that's when you made.
Yeah.
I would say catastrophic. I would say it was pretty catastrophic.
Yeah.
Like I always love giving our listeners a little bit of hope. Like, it's not like, oh my gosh, well, she was so wildly successful and making millions and living on the beach in Florida. And then she was like, I'm going to do digital marketing. Like, it was not like that. It was like no peaches, no cream, no nothing.
No.
Like it was pouring down rain, not a rainbow in sight.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell. I mean, I can give your listeners like the whole kit and caboodle if you want me to.
You can tell as much as you're comfortable telling, because I think it is, me and my Me Too movements, Me Too moments, where it's just like, I mean, sometimes it's like, hot dang, I don't know what I thought I had going on, but it's not that bad.
So I honestly, things were good in what I had thought was good. Mm-hmm. And I think that before I like dive into this, I think it's really important to note that, and this is just my personal opinion, this is my belief system, but I believe that even when you feel like things are good and things are, oh, this is exactly what I wanted and blah, 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 God sees things that you don't see, and he hears conversations that you don't hear. And in order for you to flourish and bloom in the way that he wants you to, and the way that he made you to do, you have to be planted in soil that isn't toxic. You have to be in a place where you can bloom and flourish the way that he intended you to be able to do.
Like people that are secure enough to allow you to also grow.
Yes, exactly.
That's part of that soil.
And so I thought that things were going great in my life. What I did not know was there was a lot going on behind the scenes in business and in my marriage and everything that God, I fully 110% believe that God uprooted me. Everything in my life fell apart all at once because it needed to, because I needed to be replanted. And I'm the type of person, I am very stubborn. And I'm like, nope, I like it here. I don't want to move. And this is exactly where I want to be. So God is like, no. And so what had happened was my network marketing business fell apart completely. I was terminated. My business was taken away from me. At the same time, I found out that my husband of 10 years had a whole secret life that I did not know. He was having affairs. He was traveling on what he was saying was business. It was not business. It was meeting women in hotels and sleeping with them and like all of this crazy stuff. And this is someone
which blows my mind. Like I would have never
in a million years. Never.
No.
And then because that's the thing is our marriage was good, or I thought. We never fought. We never really, we got along really well. We liked the same stuff. We laughed a lot. I thought he was my best friend. I thought he was my soulmate. And
you're very honest with yourself. Like, y'all, she's not some random blind human who just reframes. Like, you're so constantly honest with yourself and checking in.
I'm a very self-aware person.
Yes.
But I had no idea that any of this was going on until I caught him one day. And it was like my whole brain exploded. Like, what is even happening? Like, it didn't even feel real because I had no idea that any of this was going on. And literally, he would come home and look me dead in the face and tell me how much he loved me every day. I had no clue that any of this was going on. So I was terminated due to people misunderstanding situations and people being scarcity mindsets. I was and I was the breadwinner for my family, so my entire income was taken away. My husband of 10 years was not who I thought he was, and my marriage was ending right there in front of my eyes.
And you were in Florida, very far from your family,
far away from my family,
with 2 kids who have specific needs.
With two special needs kids, and I'm just trying to like keep myself mentally afloat. At the same time, I got sued by a company that I had worked for, which was like, what is happening? Like all of this stuff happened all at once. My whole world imploded all at once.
Yeah. And we're talking, y'all, we're not talking like the same 6 months. We're talking like
within a month.
Like it was
like boom, boom, boom. Like all the bombs dropped on my head all in one fell swoop.
Every bottom that was there fell out.
Exactly.
Like the floorboards fell out, and then so did like the rafters that the floorboards were on. Like and then the ground actually flooded.
Yeah.
And then the boat got holes in it too. Like it was
exactly.
It was nuts.
Everything that could have been going wrong was going wrong, but in like a really big way. And yes, it was hard. Yes, I didn't really know what to do there for a little bit, but I'm the type of person that I'm like, everything is figure outable. And I fully, I think that this is what got me through it, is I 110% believe that every single thing happens for a reason. Even if you don't understand it in the moment, everything is a blessing in disguise. Everything is pushing you toward what is supposed to be. And I am a big believer in every single thing is always working out for my highest good, even if I don't know what that is in the moment. And so that's what that's kind of what kept me afloat for a little while, was just like, this is for a reason. It's got to be for a reason. Like, this has to be for a reason. Like, you know what I mean? And then, so I ended up got rid of the house in Florida, moved across the country, came back to my cornfield in the Midwest, and so that I could be near, this is where my mom lives, my sister, we're a very close-knit family, and they were my support system, all my friends here, so I came back here so that I could heal and just kind of, figure out what the hell I'm doing,
Yeah.
And so I kind of floundered for a little bit, got divorced, obviously.
Yeah. Did you meet your fiance before you started digital marketing, or all around the same? You met him before, right?
Yeah. But not long before, though.
It was like all around. It was really all around the same time.
Yeah.
So you got back home, and what did you? We are going to talk about digital marketing, guys. I promise. We'll say what it is and why it's great, why it's awesome, and who should do it and who definitely shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
What the difference between an MRR is or an original. We're going to get into all that stuff. But so when you moved back, you like got your life put. I'm not going to say you got your life put back together, because it was not like that. You created a new life so well and so quickly. What do you feel like were 2 or 3 things that you did that were keys in doing that, and how fast you made that happen?
I think it was biggest thing is mindset was, and it's always, and it's not like the cheesy, like, oh, just work on your mindset. Like, I was broken.
Yeah.
Things are falling apart. And so I leaned back into, and this might be just part of my personality too, because I'm an Enneagram 8. So my first knee-jerk reaction is like, I'm gonna fix this. Like, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna make it better, and I'm gonna jam it at everyone's faces. Like that was just my sort of attitude about the whole thing.
This will not be my story.
No, hell
Watch
no.
me now.
I was like, oh, no. Yes. I was like, we're not doing this. So I was like, first step was like, I need to fix myself. Like, I need to focus on myself. I need to focus on me and my babies, and that is it. So it's not like I was like, oh, I'm divorced, I'm just gonna like start dating it up or whatever. Like, I didn't worry about any of that. I focused on, how do I forgive? How do I let go of things that I couldn't control anyways? Like, I started working on myself mentally so that I could be who I needed to be for my kids. Because I was still, I had these 2 babies. Well, they're not babies, they're kids now, but like in my brain, they're babies.
At that point, what was that, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Like 79?
So I was like, I have to focus on these kids, and I can't be, sobbing every day and whatever. Like, I can't function like this. Like, I have to get myself together. So that was the first thing, was just like books, therapy, doing whatever I needed to do to like get myself right.
And you didn't wait. It was immediate.
It was immediate.
Yeah.
As soon as I was like, this marriage is over, I'm moving back to home to my cornfield. I was like, the moment I get there, like we're not sitting in this. We're not sitting in this, oh, woe is me, victim mentality crap. Like, that's not me.
Not for a day.
And I could have sat there and I could have blamed him, be like, you ruined my life. And, this company ruined my life and blah, blah. And I could sit there and I could blame everybody for everything. But at the end of the day, what is that going to get me? It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to change the situation. Like, you
did not face the pain. I want people to know that it wasn't you were denying the pain. You were like, okay, all right, there is a giant pit of crap. Yeah. And I'm jumping into it right now. I'm going to throw my body in this giant pit with books and journaling and therapy, and like, this is not my life. So,
and I did. I did all of that. Like books, journaling, and everything. And it's not, and you're exactly right. It's not like I just ignored it and didn't feel it, because you have to. You have to feel it first in order to really heal it, And so I did. It was months where I just sort of lived under my rock, kept to myself, and worked on me. And there were days that were good, and there were days that were really bad, where I just, cried most of the day or whatever. Like, the thing is you can't continue to sit in it. Yes, you need to feel it, but you can't sit there.
Yeah.
Because, again, this is my belief system, but God did not put me here for that. He put me here to make an impact. He put me here to help people. He put me here to break chains off of people, not sit there and change myself. You know what I mean? So to me, sitting in it forever was not an option. I felt it. I, worked on healing it, and that did take time. But the goal was never to sit in it. It was, we're going to fix this. Yeah. We are going to, like, my vision for what I wanted for myself and what I wanted for my kids. And now knowing that, I'm taking care of my kids, like, it's me. You know what I mean? Knowing that now, like, in that moment, it was like, there's no time to sit here and wallow in it. I still, that vision for my life is still there, and I'm still going to take the steps to make it happen.
But I think it's cool that you, at the same time, because I think a lot of people might go, okay, I don't have, like, I've got to find a job and I've got to create income and I've got to deal with this lawsuit and I've got to move across the country and I've got these kids who have special needs. Like, I've got to navigate all of that. I'll take care of me later. You did not do that. Like, you knew for a fact the best way for you to really grab a hold of all of that and take care of life was to take care of yourself first. To put yourself in the therapy, to feel it, to heal it.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that is, I don't, obviously I don't have kids, but I have led women for the last 15 years. And I constantly watch this. And I watch this, I think it's because I watched it with my own mom as a kid, where she put us first for so long that the only option was to only take care of herself. And she couldn't even take care of us. And I remember her saying that was the wrong thing. That if she would have put herself first to take care of herself so she could take care of us well, she would have never went down that hole to where the point was, shoot, we were all taking care of her.
Yeah. I think that was a really big thing for me, was making sure that I was the best mom that I could be for my kids, even while, trying to put the pieces of my life back together after everything sort of exploded, And I think that this is where years of being a digital entrepreneur and being in the network marketing space actually did help me as far as like the personal development piece of it, because it was like, we all heard the phrase, like, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yep.
Like, that was the thing for me, was like, I can't take care of these kids if I am like completely broken and shattered. Like, I have to put myself back together so that I can be the absolute best mom for them. Because it's not like they have a lot of special needs, especially my daughter. Like, there is no just like, oh, go play while mommy rests or whatever. That doesn't exist in our world, Like, I have to be on for them all the time because that's what they require, And so I had to really take care of myself and really focus on putting myself back together, so that I could continue to move us toward what I wanted for us. And
the life you knew that God had such a good life for you and your family.
100%.
So this whole disaster was just, you really always saw it as like a remove from cart, reorganization, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
But she was reorganizing everything.
Exactly.
For you.
And
okay, so let's just keep going then in your story with that, because so when that all happened, you didn't go back to teaching ever, right?
No. I thought about it for a moment. There was a moment when I first moved back to the cornfield where I was like, I gotta, I need money. Like, at the end of the day, I gotta take care of my kids. Like, I need money. So I was like, maybe I should go back to teaching.
Yeah.
I literally, the thought of having a boss.
So for 5 seconds, you thought about it.
Oh my God. I thought, 5 seconds. Once that 5 seconds was over, I was like, no. There's no. After being my own boss for so many years and having the freedom of owning my own time and also being available to my child, which, by the way, when I was a teacher, she was small, so I could have a babysitter come in and be able to take care of her while I was in school, because she was a friggin' baby. So it was a lot easier to manage her. This, at the time, 9-year-old, much stronger, nonverbal autistic child that doesn't want to hang out with a stranger all day. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my mom is getting older. She can't physically, she, as much as she would want to, she can't physically do that all day with Aaron. And so it just wasn't feasible for us, like in our world, for me to be able to go back to teaching. Plus I was just like, there's no way that I can have someone telling me what to do all day. There's way too many rules. I can't do it. I can't do it. So
Do you think that some of that is because I also hear so much Enneagram 8, right? So like Enneagram 8, it's like they don't have to be in control, but God forbid they be controlled, right? So when someone controls your schedule, you're like, this is not going to work for me. And you knew that you would be at the mercy of the school schedule and you would live there. As somebody whose husband works in a school, we live there. I feel like I live there. Like we live there. And then the other side of that is also as an Enneagram 8, your entire life is for the sake of the people that you love most. You will do anything in the world for them. So when you combine those two needs, we'll call it, for an 8, it's just going back to teach with your life situation. It was not going to happen.
It was not going to happen. And so I was like, but then at the end of the day, I do in fact need money to survive.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I was like, you know what? I built a business before. We just gonna rebuild it.
Yeah. Somewhere else.
But this time, I really was asking myself, okay, like, what do you really want?
Yeah.
Like, what do you actually like? Like, what do you like? I feel like when I was
not doing something to make money, but doing it to because I love this life.
Exactly. It was like I was doing the things that I needed to do, but it was because it was like the expectation of everybody else, the expectation of like corporate, and the expectation of, uplines, expectation of my team, my downline. It was like everybody else's expectation of how I should be showing up and what I should be doing. But I didn't actually enjoy it. Like, really. Like, if I asked myself, like, do you really like this? I didn't.
Yeah.
And so when I was
life's too short for that.
Exactly.
We were talking about this last night. I love our age group because I feel like we are that first generation that went, life is too short and I work too damn long to do something I do not like.
Exactly.
You just know, like, you don't have to be a teacher, a nurse, a firefighter, or a doctor or a lawyer anymore. There's so many options out there. So if I'm going to work until I'm 80, because we're all living till we're freaking 100 now, biohacking our lives away, what am I going to do? And like in the words of Josie Balco, we are all allowed as many comebacks and revivals as we want.
Exactly.
Like, oh, that was like 2.0. We're entering 3.0.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly where my brain was.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, so what do I even like? What do I want? Like, and I literally put it into 3 columns. Like, my personal life, what do I want this to look like? And I made a list. Like, I'm a pen and paper kind of gal. I went down a notebook and I started writing. I'm like, I have 3 columns. I'm like, exactly. So I made 3 columns. I'm like, personally, what do I want this to look like? And personal was like, what does happiness look like for me? Like, who do I want in a partner? Like, who do I like? Like, I got crazy, like, psychotic specific with it. Yeah. And then I made another column. It was like business. What do I actually enjoy in my business? Because those pieces that bring me joy, that I like, that's all I want my business to be.
Okay.
Always sunshine and rainbows every single day. Like, that's just not reality.
There's a shit sandwich with every job.
Exactly.
But, okay, so I always work with clients on this, and I'm like, you have to get so specific, like so stupid specific, like stupid specific. And you got stupid specific, didn't you?
Crazy specific.
Which, would you not agree? Like, you agree that the part of the reason that you got what you wanted at rapid speed was because you got crazy. When I say stupid specific, sometimes it's stupid specific. Like, I wrote down, socks and like this really stupid things about Kobe we use the word manifest because it is manifest. Like it is. Yeah.
I manifested the crap out of what I wanted because I knew that at the end of whatever word you want to call it, but at the end of the day, like, and again, this is a disclaimer, this is my belief system, but God wants us to live in abundance. He wants us to have those things that we really want. The problem is a lot of times we don't even know what we want. We're not clear on it. We have no freaking clue. Like, we're just grasping at straws at everything in life. And I was like, I'm done grasping at the freaking straws. Like, I want what I want. And so I made a list and I said, God, this is what I want. And if it ain't this, I don't want it. Okay, in life, in business, and what was the third? Take it away from me. Like, I don't want it. Like, get it out of here. Yeah. And the big man upstairs, he answered. He's like, He's like, let's go.
Life, business, and
so my personal life, my business, and finances. Like, I wanted, like, what do I want my finances to look like? What do I want? Like, what does my business look like? And I know business and finances is pretty tied together, but like,
But is it though?
yeah, like to me in my brain, it was like two separate things. Like,
Yes,
finances
that's what
were
I'm saying. Like, I think they are very separate.
yeah, like your business, like your finances can look amazing, and your business
You
can
hate it.
be, yeah,
You hate your job. You hate your job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's people that are in, 9-to-5 corporate America jobs that absolutely hate their life, but they're making six figures.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
like, that's not
Exactly.
what I want. I wanted
No.
my business to bring me joy. I wanted my finances to support my, like I would say over and over again, like I am able, capable of, and worthy of making enough money to pay for all of my bills and all of my wants and all of my desires.
Okay, say that again. That is so good. I am able, capable.
I am able and capable and worthy of making enough money to pay for all of my bills, all of my wants, and all of my desires. And we are. Every single one of us is.
Yes.
And so, and that was in my, finances, this is what I want this to look like. And I got crazy specific. And then I started, once I figured out the clarity of what I actually wanted, then I started putting the logistics of, okay, how do I make this happen?
Yes. Like, who do I become to make this happen? What are the actions that I need to put behind this to make this happen?
Exactly. Because it's not a matter of like, okay, well, I want this, but I'm going to keep doing the same old crap that has gotten me to where I am right now. It's about, this is what I want. What type of person has this? Like, what actions do I need to take every day? What habits do I need to instill? What do I need to do? Oh, that was another one that in my personal spot was like my health. Like,
I was just going to say, I wish people could understand that in what looked like a 6-month period on social media, she went from like not physically in your best health.
Nope.
Marriage absolutely falling apart.
Yep.
And then being divorced and getting dumped and sued by a company. To 6 months later, she's crap hot. We talk about it in our house, like, dang, girl. Like, one day I was like, Cope, you know what, like Tracy, Tracy Laughard? He's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, I'm going to show you a before picture. And he's like, I know what she looks like. I'm like, I know, but I just want to lock it in your brain. And I was like, shang-shing. She started going to the gym. And he was like, damn, girl. To like grabbing her health by the horns, hot, dating. You call him
my delicious hunk of man
delicious
meat.
hunk of man meat, right? And he's so kind. He is, you guys, he is, yes, very well put together at life, but he is also he is equally as good of a human. So kind, so caring, so considerate. Like the story that you told me about when the kids were meeting his family and you guys had to go and you thought it might get weird after that. And he was like, it's fine. It's okay. Like, don't even worry. And how his whole family is just so good to you and the kids. Like that was like, I love this man. And then also to watch you step into digital marketing and own it and then explode your business, love your business and explode your finances all at the same time. It was like, what just happened? I mean, this is beyond, people are like, oh, I'm in my 2.0 era. I'm like, this was like really different than that.
Yeah.
This was more extreme than that.
Yeah, it was a lot. But I think that the reason why it all came together the way that it did is because I got really, really clear on what I wanted.
Do you feel like you'd ever been that clear like that in your life?
No.
Because you got holistically clear too. You didn't get like, I want my finances to look like this. I want my personal life to look like this. Like, this is who I want in a spouse. Like, this is what I want in a business. You went from a holistic view. This is what I want.
Of everything. This is what I want my life to look like.
Yeah. Yeah. You grab God's hand. Because I think manifesting is like how we believe in manifesting. Our version of manifesting is we get really, really clear and specific on what we want, which is really kind of getting down and dirty with God's desires.
Yes.
And then we grab his hand and we're like, all right, bro, let's go. Like, I'm gonna work like it all depends on me, and I'm gonna pray like it all depends on you.
Exactly.
Right?
That's the thing is manifest. I think people get this weird with manifestation.
They get so weird about it.
And it's like, oh, I'm just gonna like say these things and like sprinkle
It's
some
in my
Oregano.
backyard under the full moon and sing Kumbaya, surrounded by my crystals, and it's gonna show up at my front door. You know what I mean? Like,
That's not the way that it works. I feel like the big man upstairs wants you to have, he wants you to live in abundance. He wants you to have the things that you want, but he's not like, he's
not
going
gonna
to
hand it
show
to
up
you.
in overalls ready to work when you put on your overalls first and are ready to get your hands dirty.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
I
like,
always say, like, you pray for a river, and
Yes.
God's like, here's a shovel. Now,
Yes.
once you dig the hole, then I'm
Mhm.
going to bring rain.
exactly.
But like, that's
Exactly.
how this works.
And people forget the whole shovel digging part. They just expect, magic, and that's not the way that it works.
You
And
see that in
so-
digital marketing, though, right? Like, people buy the course and then they sit in their front yard and they cry because it's not raining. And he's like, you do have to open the course and actually work through the modules.
You would not believe how many people that I have talked to that are like, well, I already bought a course that I haven't made any money. And I'm like, okay, well, did you take the course?
Did you open the course and watch the videos and then do
Did
the
you
course
do any of the work that was inside? And they're like, I haven't really gotten that far yet. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Hobbies. And I say that to people in my team with direct sales. I say, they're like, yeah, but I actually want to make money and I haven't been making money. And I always say, like, yeah, but hobbies cost money and you've been treating it like a hobby. And the day you decide to treat it like a business, it'll pay like a business.
There you go. Exactly.
And that's the same thing. You see that.
Exactly.
So you treated your whole entire life. When I say like a hobby versus a business, you grabbed a hold of your life holistically and went, this is not my story. If it's all gonna fall apart at once, like, we might as well just build it all back up.
Exactly.
You and God teamed up and you made it happen.
Exactly. I just was like, this all has to be for a reason. And I said, we're going to rebuild it, and it's going to like $1 million man, like bigger, faster, stronger, whatever, fast. Then I was like, well, that's what we're going to do. And so I broke it down, piece by piece of what I wanted. And then I literally was like, okay, what do I need to do daily to make this happen? So like my health, like I was like, okay, I want to, these are my goals. This is what I want health wise. Okay, what do I need to do to get there? It ain't going to be, drinking a magic drink and then just sitting on my couch and eating potato chips and waiting for the weight to fall off. Like, that's not the way that it works.
And you were single mom in it. Yeah.
I was like, we need to go to the gym. We need to drink water. We need to eat better. Like, we need to, we all know the things that we are supposed to do to make things happen in our life. Yeah. The problem is we are too lazy to do them. And so we make excuses for why we can't put those habits into place. I just decided that I was done with my own bullshit.
Yeah. You have to work. I watch you go through seasons. Like, there are seasons with Erin where she makes it kind of impossible for you to do what you would like to do with your health. And so you have to like re-commandeer that part of your life consistently, I would say, with her.
Absolutely. Correct? Absolutely. Because she has, health issues that we have to go through. And of course, she can't tell me what's going on. So a lot of times it's like mystery doctor visits and trying to figure out, what's going on with her till we get to the bottom of it and whatever. And it's a lot of late nights, and it's a lot of no sleep, and it's a lot of, whatever. But at the end of the day, I always go back to, I do what I do for them. I do we use our kids and we use our life as an excuse a lot to not do the things that we need to do for our business, for our finances, for our health, for whatever. And for me, that's been the case sometimes, but it came down to a point where it was like, I'm doing this business. I'm doing all of this stuff for them. It's for her, so I can be available for her. She is my why. And my why cannot be my excuse.
No, agreed.
It's never going to work that way. So I just dropped the excuses. I think the biggest thing of like changing your business, changing your life, changing anything, you have to be tired of your own bullshit and then decide, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in these habits to, get healthy. I'm going to put in these habits to build my business, to build my following, to get myself out there, to whatever, and make that daily commitment. Is every day going to be 100%? No. But at the end of the day, you have to be at least somewhat disciplined to bring about the life that you want.
And I think you're really disciplined, but you have a really good mix of grace, right? Like you're
Yeah.
very disciplined, but you don't beat yourself up when the day goes sideways because, oh, well, moving on, tomorrow's
We're
a new
human.
day. Like, you know,
You got to shake it off.
Yeah, like you can start a new life in the middle of a bag of potato chips. So like today was a shit show, but tomorrow's going to be better.
Exactly.
And it's Thursday and I haven't worked out any day this week, but I'm not starting on Monday. I'm starting tonight. I'm going to go for a walk and then I'm going to wake up and work out tomorrow.
Exactly.
Right? It's that. It's that. Okay, so that was all happening. You met Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Hunk of Man Meats.
Yes.
Immediate kickoff. Like you immediately knew that it was great. Did you have frogs before him? Or it was fast?
There were some frogs. But that was the thing was you
were so specific.
Yes, because I got so specific. Like I'm talking crazy specific, you guys. You guys don't think I'm insane, but I
love it though.
Like obviously character. Here's what I want character-wise: honesty, loyal, blah blah blah. But then I was like, also too, like I want some tattoos. Like I
swear, I have a notebook somewhere where I got so specific with Kobe. I'm like, this is the kind of socks he wears. He wears boxers. He likes this food. He doesn't like that food. He's an athlete. He loves sports. Like he's obsessed with my brothers. They're obsessed with him. Like, like tattoo. I remember writing about tattoos. I wrote about so much dumb crap.
Yeah. But it was I feel like it was purposeful. Like I wanted it to be super specific because I knew what I wanted and I knew what I didn't want. And I didn't want to be like flexible like I had been before in other areas of my life of like, if it's not quiet, it's fine. I'm like, we're settling. Like we want what we want.
But here's the thing. Here's, I think, a big difference. You didn't settle. You got very, very specific. But you also, here's where I think a lot of people are like, I've been doing that and I've done the list and I've done the manifesting and here I am and I'm still single. And I'm like, that's because I don't think that you believe that you're worthy enough to actually get the person that you wrote down. Yeah. And you did. And I think that's the difference. Like, if I look at that, I have some friends, they're going to call me and be mad at me for this one. But I think the difference between, because I'm watching all y'all, I have so many friends doing this all at the same time. And I've watched so many friends go after it and get it. And then so many friends not. And the difference is, do you actually believe that you're worthy of receiving the man on the list? And do you do the work to be worthy of the man on the list? Because you also do need to be worthy. You can't say, I want some super hunk of man meat who's all up into his health and works out, and you're sitting on the couch eating ho-hos and ding-dongs, and you haven't worked out in a month or 7 years. Like, he doesn't want you, girl. Like, honestly, he deserves better than you.
Exactly.
That was one of my things. Like, they have to value health. I said that to Kobe since day one. Health is everything to me. Because if I lose my health, then I lose everything that I have.
Yes.
So the day that you stop caring altogether about that is the day that we're done, because that's everything to me. So why, like, you also get, there's a flip side, right?
Exactly.
And you said to yourself, who do I got to be every single day to go after that?
Exactly.
No excuses.
And I worked on myself, and it's not like I just woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm worthy of all of the things or whatever. Like it's a muscle that you flex. I get people say that all the time. Like, yes, I would do what you do, but I'm just not confident like you. I'm not, whatever like you, whatever that thing is that they're comparing it to. And I'm like, look, that is not something that just happened. Yeah. That is a muscle that I flex every day.
Every day.
Every day I work on my own. I have affirmations that I say to myself of like, I am enough. I am worthy. I am loved. Yes. I am chosen. And I say these things to myself every single day so that even if I didn't believe them fully at the beginning, the words sink in. Your words have meaning. They have weight. And you have to start speaking life over yourself. And you have to start speaking good things over yourself and what you do deserve. And that stuff sinks in and it matters. And I think a lot of the time we're too busy speaking a bunch of crap on ourselves and we don't even realize that we're doing it. Your language matters.
Talking out of both sides of our mouth. Truly.
Yes.
We're always talking out of both sides of our mouth. Okay. So you found him, you're dabbling in and out of different network marketing things, trying to figure out what you want to do with life. You're not really liking the network marketing thing anymore. It's not really fitting what you want. You've gotten super specific on what you want to experience in business and your finances. And then digital marketing. How did you find digital marketing? How did it come into your life? Like, you already had him.
honestly, I kind of fell into it and didn't even realize what it really was, because I had been doing digital marketing for a hot minute while I was in network marketing. I didn't even realize I was doing it. So digital marketing is you are marketing your digital products, right? It's anything
Oh
that
my
you are
gosh, you did.
marketing in the online space. Yes, I had
You
courses.
were
I had
selling
membership.
systems and
Exactly. For network marketers, I was selling
yeah.
courses. I was selling digital products. I was selling all
Yes.
kinds of stuff, because
Yes.
it was a way for me to build my network marketing business without having to like reach out to people, cold message people, like all the gross, crummy stuff that people
Yes.
to do sometimes. I never felt comfortable doing that. I never liked doing
Yes.
it, so I never did it.
Yeah.
So I was just doing things in my own fashion
Mm-hmm.
and being like, here, let me help you. Let me teach you stuff, because I'm a teacher. Like, let me teach you some things that are working for me in my
Yeah.
business. And
Yes.
that's how I was bringing people into my space, was these little tiny low ticket things. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd been doing digital marketing for years and didn't even know that I was doing it, and that was how I was building my network marketing business.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came across this program that was like, here, let me teach you digital marketing. And it was like teaching email automations and like all this stuff. And I was like, I've been doing this stuff already. Like, I didn't
Is
even know.
that the one that I got?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, I didn't even know I was doing all of this already. I was like,
Yes.
this is incredible. And I was
Yes.
like, well, so what I was doing before I had gotten this program and like connected the dots was I was taking my own knowledge, my own expertise, and what I knew would help people, and I was turning it into a digital product, and I was selling my knowledge. I was monetizing my brain.
Yes.
And then
Which is
and that
where, so you started doing it, you really started blasting it out in April last
yeah.
year, full
Yeah.
sending. And then I'm watching her every day on social media because, like a good digital marketer, she's posting about it every single day
Mhm.
with what she's selling and the experience she's having, the results she's having, and the results other people are having. And I'm seeing this, and it gets to a point where I think I messaged you one day, like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. I don't even know what the F it is, but if I see you post one more effing time, I'm going to lose my effing mind. Like, it was a ridiculous, unhinged 8 to an 8 message. I know my family's probably listening to this. Well, my siblings and my parents know, but what most people don't know is if I'm really close to you, then I'm quite a pirate.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yep.
am, and I keep it very, very clean at my husband's school, but outside of the school and outside of people that are not my closest friends,
Yep.
with my closest friends, I am absolutely a pirate. So it was lots of, it was a flavorful message
And
that I
that's
sent
fine.
her. And so
Fluent
then
in pirate.
we are pirate. We're very piratey. And so we did have had a friendship before this. So you don't know her, don't go messaging her like that. Like, we already had a friendship. And so we caught up, we were Zooming, we caught up and we talked about it. And she was like, I was like, I'm going to buy this course, the biggest one. Okay, I'm just going to buy the big course. And you were like, I don't think you need to do that. And I was like, I'm just going to do it because I wanted to pay you for your time. And it was important to me that even though she's my friend, like, it's important to me that I paid her for her time because I did ask you a lot of questions. But the biggest thing was, y'all, that she kept saying to me, we've got to monetize that beautiful effing brain of yours. And I was like, I don't even know what this means. And so I can say that so the course that I purchased from her, I could repackage and resell the course. That it was called an MRR, master resale rights, right? Like, you can
Master
purchase
resale rights,
a course and resell the literal same course to other people. The original course creator always gets a kickback, but then you get the majority of the profits, which was just a really cool thing, right? It's no different than like purchasing a product. It's no different than like I purchase protein bars and I sell them in my shop, right? The
Yeah.
original protein bar the company gets money because you purchased, and then you're selling and you're making a profit. Same exact type of setup with that. I did purchase it and I dove into it. I even set it up to understand how this would all work. And what I can tell you was I did not believe in myself at all that I had something in me that I could create my own original content in courses and whatever at all. I had zero belief that I could do that. And I do think it's because I had such a history of giving so much of my life, my wisdom and my knowledge away for free for so many years in my job. And then diving into this course and looking through it and setting it up and working with you made me realize, oh, damn, I have a lot to give, actually. I
Yeah.
know a lot that people don't know. And I don't need the whole internet. I just need an itty bitty little slice of it
Yes.
to put my own stuff out there.
Exactly.
And I love Tracy's life, and I want a lot of her life, how she's figured out how to. I watched you be on Florida and you were out on a boat deep sea fishing. First of all, you had the income to go to this really fabulous trip in Florida and pay for all the things to take him deep sea fishing. And while you were out there and on vacation, you made good thousands and thousands of dollars while doing that. And I just remember thinking, I love that. And my business does do that to an extent, but I want it at the level that she has it. Yeah.
You can.
So, yeah. And so then I started figuring that out, which then eventually led to here we are on this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So you can create original courses that are your information,
Sure.
right? Or you can have a thing that's called an MRR. Do you want to explain an MRR a second for the
There's
people?
so many different ways that you could do digital marketing, and it's really up to you and what you're comfortable with and what you want to do and what you have the time to do. Me personally, this is we said it earlier, it's my 7th year being a digital entrepreneur. So I have a little bit more expertise and a little bit, things that I have learned that have helped me, that I can teach other people. So me creating my own stuff that's doable for me. Plus, I've been doing it. Like, I had been doing it for years in network marketing, didn't realize I was doing it.
Yeah, you have all of the experience and tools and stuff already created that instead of giving it to your network marketing team for free, you're now packaging it and selling it to the world.
Exactly. So that's where you can create your own digital products and your own stuff, which I very, very, very much highly recommend because it's your brand, right?
Yeah.
So I very much recommend that. But if you're a brand new beginner, something like an MRR or even an affiliate program or something like that is a great place to start because you don't have the pressure or the weight of like, oh my God, like I got to be the expert. Like I got to create all this stuff because it's a lot to create your own courses and create your own memberships and everything. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work. And if you are just getting started, that will scare people away so fast that could honestly do really well and build this life of freedom that they want. But if they're scared off right off the bat, they're never going to be able to get there. So this is where
pay you to set up all the back office stuff, right? Like people could buy a course from you and pay you to set up the back office MRR. Do you still do that?
Yeah. If people purchase something from me, I will do that for free. Like I will do that because setting up a funnel is like, I do that. It's like the back of my hand. Like that's no sweat for me at all.
It's hard for me.
And see, this is exactly what I was saying. As a beginner, as someone who's just like diving into this, if you had to do all of that, like all by yourself, like completely build all your own stuff right off the bat, it's a little bit scary. So this is where master resale rights can come in, and you can buy a course, which a lot of these programs are going affiliate now, where you're getting paid like a 90% commission or whatever, which in the affiliate world, that's still wild. So you're getting paid 90% commission, but you're basically purchasing a program to learn how to do all these things. And instead of having the pressure of like, oh my God, I got to create all of this stuff myself, you can share the program as an affiliate and be making money and earning while you're learning how to build your business.
And that's what you had said to me. You said, I really think you should create your own stuff, but you could take this to earn while you're learning how to make it happen.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because inside of there, it's going to teach you all of the things like, to do the things that you're doing. You creating your own programs, your own products, your own whatever, creating your own brand, building an email list, like doing email marketing, all of those little pieces that come into a digital business. It teaches you how to do those things so that you can eventually do what you're doing right now, like with the podcast and like doing your, like all things excellence. Like I freaking love that. And it's so you. And the people just need that gateway, the door.
It was my gateway to this. It really was. Like watching you do it, purchasing that MRR course, setting it up, not really doing anything with it, but the setting up of it and watching how all that worked made me go, oh, this is what this is?
Yes.
I can do that. I have this for days.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like I've been writing 2 20 to 60-minute trainings twice a week for 15 years.
Yeah.
I have this.
Exactly.
I can do this. So
Exactly.
it helped me realize that. And I think that even if you weren't like me, because, I said, like, who is digital marketing for? It can be for anybody. It can be for somebody that has no technology, no social media following. You help people start faceless accounts, right? Where it's like they're doing it and they're not even showing their face.
100%. I help people.
TikTok,
first of all,
Instagram.
Yeah, we figure out how they want to show up because everybody's I always say there's more than one way to skin a cat in the online space. I mean, we're not skinning cats, but like there's more than one way to do things in the online space. And so when I talk to people, I'm like, okay, what do you want? Because that was what I did with myself when I started this. I'm like, okay, what do you actually want? What brings you joy? But everybody's different. Everybody has different personalities, different energy types, different ways that they want to show up online, and trying to jam them into showing up in a way that is not authentic to them. It's never going to work because your energy is everything. Yeah. So we have to figure out what is authentic for you? Like, what is showing up authentic for you? What does that look like for you? What do you want? And then, then we can kind of figure out what's going to work best for you. It could be completely faceless. Maybe you want to be in the front of the camera. Faceless doesn't work for me. I like to
that's because you have charisma for days. Like, people follow you and buy from you because they like, know, and trust you, and because you're honest and charismatic and hysterical.
And it's just, well, thank you. But I like to be on camera. I like to teach. That is my personality. That's the way that I like to do it. Not everybody's the same way. Some people, the thought of being on camera makes them want to throw up in their mouth. So I'm not going to force them to be like, get on camera anyways. Like that. Like, that's not ever going to work.
You've helped every scenario figure it out.
Yes.
And even if they don't do it forever, even if they do it for a short term to just make some really, you guys, it's some really, really decent extra money. I think you need to follow Tracy. What's your Instagram handle?
Instagram is at that social marketing chick.
At that social marketing chick, like CHICK. We'll put it all in the show notes. So definitely look in the show notes. You absolutely need to follow her. And then when they follow you, they can find your website on your Instagram, right?
For sure. Yeah. Instagram, TikTok is really my main bread and butter.
Where you go to.
That's where I'm most active. Yeah. Posting, going live. I go live on TikTok, stories, the whole shebang.
I need to get TikTok back. Yeah.
And TikTok is the same handle, that social marketing chick.
Okay.
But you can find me everywhere. But I teach every day from my social media on how to do this. So even if you're like, like, I have no freaking clue where to start. Like,
it was me. I watched what you did, and I watched you do the things that made you income, and it made me go, I want to do that too. It was following you that really did that. Okay, so what would you say? Last question, and then I'll let this mom go. What you guys don't know is I had her way before I ever hit record for quite some time. I could keep her all day. I'm going to convince her to just fly out to Arizona, and we're going to go like hang out for a weekend in Sedona and have all the good time fun. What would you dive into all the things? Okay, last question. What would you say to that person out there? I'm going to say woman, because it is like, if my uncle's like, well, what about me? Can I listen? Sure. My uncle might, you can listen. I don't know if you want to do this. Maybe, I don't know. He is a teacher. He's a professor. But what would you say to that woman out there second guessing herself that really needs that income? Like, she's drowning and she just needs that income, but she's second guessing that she could ever figure this out or be great or do it. Like, what would you say to her?
I would say that what I would say is it's time to pull up.
Give her two versions. You can give her the 8 version, then you can give her the kind version. How about that?
Okay. So my version is the Enneagram 8 version is it's time to pull up your big girl panties and just do it. Just get it.
Do the do. You would always say that.
Just do. I say that all the time. Just do the do. 9 times out of 10, things aren't going right in your business because you're not doing the do. You're not showing up and doing what you need to do for yourself. And that would be the kind version would be like would be. Well, I'd say that the 8 version's kind too, but it's like dust yourself off. Like the kind version behind that is you are worthy. You are capable. The reason why you're second guessing yourself is because you don't truly believe that you actually are capable and that you actually are worthy of making it happen. The that, maybe you're looking at somebody else and being like, well, that's great for her, but I could never do that. And I just want to slap you in the face and be like, yes, you can though. It's this belief in yourself that you can't do it. And that's complete and total nonsense. And even if you don't believe in it right then and there, like, borrow my belief in you for just a little bit. Because if this teacher from a cornfield who literally had no social media whatsoever can build this, huge brand.
Entire life.
Yeah.
Entire life. Beautiful life. Abundant life.
Yeah. Then anyone can do anything. Okay. Yeah. So it's just a matter of you believing that. So that would be my advice.
That's sweet, Tater. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on here. And I feel like this is the All Things Unhinged Excellence podcast, because I must only really attract people in my life that can just full send on their thoughts, and they just bring it. And I'm like, is it okay? I talk about absolutely anything on the internet, including like parasites and poop. So then when it's like, hey, could we talk about, like, how do you feel about talking about your divorce and how that worked and like building up a new life? And you're like, yeah, sure, whatever. So
100%.
Thank you. I know there's people listening that are like, oh my gosh, I could never go into all those details on the internet. So thank you for doing that, because I know that's going to give people that permission to do that. You guys, please go follow her. There's just so much permission. Even if you're like, I could never see myself being a digital marketer or even an entrepreneur or anything like that. There is a lot of just permission to live a wild, messy life that you love, that you get from following Tracy on Instagram and TikTok and all the places. So thank you so much for coming here. And for giving me all the time that you gave me last spring and fall to get me to here.
I would give you all the time in the world. I love you.
You're the best. I love you. I'm so grateful. You know what? You guys, we are definitely not going into those details, but we will just say that, like, our friendship came from the not most fun place.
No.
Not us, but like other parts. Like there was a lot of really tough stuff attached to how we became friends, and like, bring me through that again for this. So
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Everything plays a role. Everything has a purpose. The big man upstairs has he sees the bigger picture, and all of that. If I did not do all that and you didn't go through all of that, we would not know each other.
Nope. Worth it.
Exactly. 100%
worth it. Worth it. We do it again, guys. We do it again. So keep going. All right. Yep. All right, All Things Excellence fam. Until next time. Thank y'all. Bye.